So I finally got around testing the negative 1.5 millimeter offset, 11 millimeter wide front wheel from Reflex. And I was using the, I'm using the PNKS 2134 soft, comparing it to the one that I use in the 8.5 size, which is the KS 1134, also soft. Over the weekend, I put in a total of 18 laps with these wheel sets. The fronts, Marca 10 slicks, and Marca 15 radials. These are not good for racing anymore. This one is for the 3500, but for mod, I can't use them anymore. And this one, I used it with the Marca 5 slicks and also this one. Now, the reason why it still has bearing, because now I'm using it with that. Okay. This one is going to retirement now, but this with that did 625 laps. Okay, now let's check the diameter of this 8.5 millimeter wheel. 22.1. Now this 11 millimeter front wheel, also 22.1. And that did 18 laps. That's 1,118 laps. This did 625 laps only in 3,500 car. This 1100, 479 laps in mod. The rest is 3,500. 479 laps in mod, and still got this much meat. So that's pretty good. Now, in terms of lap times, which of the two is faster? I tried to go faster with the 11 millimeter. I just can't. When you drive this, it feels easier for me. It felt like the car was easier to drive, that it's almost telling me to push harder. So I did. And the car didn't get upset to where it's gonna feel like it's gonna traction roll. It didn't get to that point. I didn't feel it with this wheels on, this size wheels on in the front. The car feels like calmer with this. However, even though it's telling me to push harder, drive the car harder, the lap times are the same as the 8.5. With the 8.5, the lap times would hit 8.4, which is the fast lap, right away without having to try to push it. Okay? And I feel like if I push the car will traction roll, because it feels like the car was already on the edge with this. So you kind of drive it differently. And this is in the 3500 class, okay? Our 3500 motor is not slow. It's pretty fast. Hey, let me just give you guys an idea. The PNV4 3500 in our current layout is 8.39. My GL45 mod is 8.17. That's only 2/10. Our 3500 class is pretty fast. So this one, yeah, I can also run this in the GL4500, but I think it's gonna traction roll, because with the PNV4 is not a slow motor. It's a fast motor, but it's not a mod motor. Okay, it still feels like a fast 3500. It doesn't feel like a modified motor like the 4500, because I did them back to back yesterday. The 45, yeah, it's fast, even though it's only 45. I'm only running the slower motor right now in mod because our track layout is kind of like an on-off switch. You can make it flowy. If your motor is slower, then you can make it flowy. But if you have a fast motor, 5500, even with a 4500, it turns into like an on-off switch kind of layout. But anyway, this is the same lap time as the wide fronts. As far as the feel, it's calmer with the 11 in the front. That's gonna make you want to push the car harder, but the lap times is the same as this. With this one, when you put that on, it's already aggressive to begin with. So your driving kind of changes. You kind of tone down your driving, knowing that the car may not get to that point where, it may traction roll. But they're both the same. It's just a different way of driving. More aggressive without you trying to be aggressive. This one is calmer. That's going to tell you to be aggressive. Okay? And more runtime with those. Okay? Also, when I'm looking at my car with the narrow fronts, the 8.5 millimeter in the front, you can see the front end. The front wheel is like kind of hopping more than this. This one, when you dive into the corner, the front end doesn't bounce. Well, the front end of the car is not bouncing around. It's like kind of hopping a little bit. This one, it's I don't see it bouncing around. It feels like it's carving the corner better. Okay, but the initial turn in, I don't have it with these wheels with the 11 millimeter. The initial turn in, I have it here with this. And also in the on power, they feel the same. Just the initial turn in. This one has more. You can come in deeper. This one, it still has more. I mean, it still has a lot of steering in the front. It's just that you can't. If you want to come in deeper, you gotta go wider, and then cut in. This one you can still stay tight and then just cut in the corner. That's what I noticed. It's good. I don't plan on running the 11 millimeter only. I still plan on running both of them. I guess it depends on the layout and it depends on the motor that I'm running. Obviously, this one I can't use for a long time, unlike this. Usually, I use my tires for a week for one wheel set. Okay, in mod or 3500. Tomorrow, I'm gonna put new wheel set for my mod car. When this one is done, then I'll move this over to my 3500. Mod needs like brand new every time. That's why I don't really like running mod. Everything happens so fast, your hand hurts. Everything happens so fast. Even the tires gone so fast. But anyway, just check out the description. I'll put the part numbers for the wheels and the tires that I'm using. I forgot to mention that the rear wheels that I was using were also 11 millimeter, just like the fronts. I did try the 14s and with the 10 slicks, and I don't want to comment on it right now. I need to put more laps in. It didn't work out with my setup, so I'm not running it at the moment. I will try it again, but right now, maybe the 10 slicks is not for me at 14 millimeter. Yeah, or maybe my setup is wrong, but it just felt different. This one felt different. I was expecting to have more corner and more forward traction, but it felt like, yes, I have the corner, but the forward is not very consistent. So maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe my setup is wrong. So I can't really comment on this one right now. It wouldn't be fair. I only put in maybe 40 laps on this, so it wouldn't be fair. So I know this one works for others, and it didn't work out for me, but I will try it. I also tried this with the 8.5 in the front. It's yeah. Right now I am not doing any tests with that because I kind of found a setup that works for me. I will get back to the 14 millimeter rear wheel though later on. Right now the front is as good as lap times wise, as good as the 8.5. So I'll keep the 11 millimeters in the front for now because of the longer runtime. That first part of the video, I made that 3 weeks ago, and this is the update on the wheels. I have been using the 11 millimeters in the front, and this is my second set because the first set just doesn't want to wear out. So I needed to reuse the wheels because I think I only have three, and that's this one. I reused the wheels. And the one that I've been using on this probably has like 3,400 laps by now, and it's still working. I think I measured it yesterday. Let me get a caliper, and I think it's like 22.3. Oh, it's 22.1 now. Oh, it's 22.1. Let's try this side. Yeah, 22.1, almost 22.2, but 22.1, still good though. So I'm gonna just leave that there. It takes forever to wear out the 11 millimeter front wheels with soft tires, and this is the brand new one. Let's measure it. 22.7, is it? It's 22.7. Yeah, 22.7. Yeah, it takes a while. I lost count because I used it in my mod, and now it's back on my 3500, and the tires just last for a long time. So yeah, that's really good, especially you get this traction. Oh yeah, also because it's been 3 weeks, I've been running this car for 3 weeks. With this, it's still calmer, but now I had to change my front end setup, the setup of the car. It has black springs in the front in my 3500, and the car is, and then the position of the shock. The car is it feels good. I have the initial turn in and the mid corner. It's also on the edge of traction rolling, but the car is it's really good with that. I think the fast lap on this car with the faster motor, the GL 3500, was 830, and I don't have the GL right now. I lent it to someone, so I'm running my old motor, and then I noticed this motor is slower. However, the car just felt better. Just has so much more initial turn in and corner speed. So I just end up playing with the car and smoothing out my driving, and I was able to drop the fast lap from 830 that I was stuck with for the past 3 weeks to now 8.19. And I had a bunch of 8.2s yesterday. I started driving it smoothly, and as opposed to trying to go faster, I just drove it smoothly because the car right now is on the edge of traction rolling. So while I was driving the car, trying to not have it traction roll, I was actually carrying more corner speed, and I started dropping 8.2s, a lot of 8.2s after being stuck at 8.3s for 3 weeks. It's crazy. It's just changing the driving style. But anyway, the tires are good. It lasts a long time, and you still have the steering, initial turn in, mid corner. Even on the exit, I didn't feel like the car was understeering at all. It felt really good. Again, not in my mod, my 3500. Eventually, I will go back to 11 in my mod. I just don't play my mod at all. That's the only reason why I don't really drive the mod a lot, because it just wears out the rear tires, wears out the whole car. The drivetrain, the bearings, and all that. So, you use these tires. It's really good if you just like to drive and still get the steering. Like for me, the last 4 days I put down 1,940 laps on 3 of my cars. So yeah, I do put a lot of laps. Average around 1,700 to 2,200 laps a week. So yeah, if you like to put a lot of laps, definitely try the 11 millimeter negative 1.5 offset in the fronts. Okay, doesn't matter. You try soft, medium, firm. Maybe not super soft, but maybe with the firm, it's probably going to last you the whole month. Okay? All right, that's it for this update. Thanks.